title right at the end of the year. You know, it would pretty much be one of the, it would go down in history as one of the most dominant years of competitive FIFA. You know, ever since EA have come in and really pushed esports. And
I'd even say across all esports titles.
Well, the thing that he's doing as well, Richard, he's cementing himself like a record of Global Series ranking points, potentially. You know, if Global Series ranking points continues to be a thing over the next 5 years, that's going to be some tally of points to beat. If he goes and wins another event, plus he's qualified for every single event this man could qualify for, even the Champions League, he qualified for it, Richard. Like, he's just made every event, every game, he's making history for himself, and he's only 17 years old.
Yeah, 100% agree. I think 10,000 points is probably the aim for this young man, but age might be quite young, but experience at this level and technical ability is off the chart for young F2TEKKZ.
You know, he came into tournaments at the beginning of or last year in general. He said, I came in and played against the Gorillas, the Tasses, all the big names, and I was a little bit worried back then. I was a little bit scared. Now, if anything, they're the ones that are scared of you. As we jump into this one. 2 legs of FIFA in front of us, of course. F2TEKKZ from left to right in his beloved Liverpool colours. That home strip, and on the other side of that, plays for Melbourne City. Obviously one of the first FIFA pros as well over in Australia to sign for a football club. Part of that City group, that part of that City banner. Of course, New York City Chris is here as well. And from New York City, unfortunately, no Shells or DhTekkz, though. Although they will be involved, of course. DhTekkz in the EPL finals. Manchester City. Of course, you can get involved. Hashtag PGL FIFA, hashtag Foot Champions Cup. You've got a favourite you're looking to get behind if you're a big Texe fan. Of course, you're from down under and you're watching Marcus Gomes. As he does come forward now. He just beat Megabit as well in round number 1, a Swiss-style format. On the other side of that, it was actually Texe taking down a fellow Australian. It was a N8 go.
Yeah, I think the first round hopefully signifies what sort of game we're going to get here. Marcus Gomes won 8-3, Texe won 8-2. There should be goals in this game. However, when you get two powerhouses, sometimes it comes a little bit of a stalemate. Just the quality seems to cancel each other out sometimes. That's what you see.
Just see Rastarata on the bottom hand corner, having a little look at the game there. I'm sure he's involved in his game at the moment in time. But it's tough when you play against a player like Texe. You saw Marcus Gomes. He said he's a possession-based player. When you play against Texe, he won't give you the ball, first and foremost. He's had to change his game plan, Marcus Gomes, coming into this tournament. And it's done well for him. He went and beat Megabit, 8 goals to 3, I think it was in the end. That's an insane scoreline against someone that's third in the Global Series rankings, against someone that was the best on Xbox just a month ago in February, and that LQE. Like, the man, you know, Megabit is not a pushover. When Megabit loses, something's not going well. Something's not right.
Well, something could not be going right for Megabit, but also the opponent has to play an unbelievable game.
Which he did.
And Marcus did that. He won. It weren't a narrow margin. It weren't a 6-5 or a penalty shootout or an extra time. It were 8 goals to 3, and it were a comfortable victory for him. We joined the game when it was 5-3, and then Megabit went more attacking. Marcus just picked him off like an eagle picking the prey.
Just like, for example, picture this where the ball is now against Megabit if you missed that game. He just kept the ball in triangles. The press was so superior from Megabit. He literally just chipped the ball over him. In 2 passes, he was through on goal. And next thing you know, is Mbappe scoring at the back post as Ramos comes forward now for Marcus Gomes. Whether that goes straight into the path of Rio Ferdinand, who actually keeps his spot in the team.
Yeah, we're talking to Texe about that. Why Rio over Maldini? He just said, why change it if Rio's playing that well?
Neymar inside to Cristiano Ronaldo. He's going to turn. If anything, I thought he was going to finesse originally with Cristiano. Tried to play to R9, who is in fact starting. And that, of course, he hasn't got his prime icon moment dropped yet.
If he's to get it.
Yeah, that is as well. Hopefully, in the future, he can get one. That just adds another spanner to the works of all these teams we're seeing at competitive events now. Still goalless in this one, though, as it's going to be Marcus Gomes to come forward. But there's Rio Ferdinand again, Richard. We highlighted him. We spoke about him, and he's playing well, as Texe said. Why change him? You know, we had the pleasure of watching that Atlanta Foot Champions Cup as a spectator and kind of just seeing what the FIFA fan would see in that tournament. And you had to say, you know, Texe just
the ability, like,
just even when he's playing at 20%, he still wins games. Like
the final with the 4 Elasticos, just sort of had that razzle-dazzle to his game that some players just don't have. Marcus is one of the players that keeps it very simple. He plays simple FIFA, but he's perfected the simple and the basic mechanics.
Oh, that's a great chance nearly for him if it's going to play into Vieira there. I think when it would have been Probably the wrong person for the wrong position there. He would have tried to play one more. He will win a free kick though, but he said he does the simple things. Can he do something from this free kick though? Maybe something off the training ground.
I imagine it's going to be running over the wall, running over the ball. He's pulled out all his men out of the wall. He's got one man in the wall. And you see, he's just moving the keeper. He's moving quite central, so he can go either side.
There's Pele over it, Richard. He looks like he's going to take a direct shot. No, he's not. Just a driven pass it was instead. We saw the power bar go up. We panicked for a little bit as it falls back to the feet of Neymar, and it will go for a corner.
We saw like 4 bars, and we thought it was going to be a driven free kick from Pele, but as you said, tried something off of the training ground.
There's a chance now to break down the other end for Texe, who finds himself pinned in a little bit there. Has to just keep the ball between the back four and then build out off that. And you can see Ramos at right back. I think both players are actually going with that as well. Yes, you can see you've got Van Dijk and Varane, the 2 centre-halves for Marcus Gomes on the right-hand side of your screen in that light blue. And it will be Ramos at right back for both of these two as well. Mbappe to Vieira now. This is Texe, his real first chance of the game, and it's going to be a massive save from there. We're going to be so used to calling that over this weekend and the competitive year in general.
Yeah, especially after seeing a little bit of goalie movement as well from Marcus Gomes, just moving him to the left and right. I think Texe saw that movement and decided to shoot.
To the back post, Ruud Gullit! And if you've just joined, that is a taster of what you could be watching over the next 3 days here in Singapore from F2TEKKZ.
Played short from the corner. Looked like he were going to work something around the box, but then El Tornado cross. Ruud Gullit at the back post. He's such a presence on the pitch. I said it earlier, I was talking to Nightwatch. If you were to build a FIFA item in the game, have you ever been to Build-A-Bear? You build your perfect teddy bear. If you were to build your FIFA player and your FIFA centre mid, it would be Ruud Gullit. Tall, strong, great hairstyle, can shoot, is pacey. He's got everything about him. 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves.
It's just that player that you simply can't ignore. If you ignore him when you're on an esports edition of the game where you can use a handful of players, you are really missing out on someone, as you said, Richard, that can go forward, defend, can go forward and attack. He's a standout player on the pitch with that hairstyle as well. Marcelo switches it all the way over to Ramos, and it's one of those situations. You look back on that goal, the El Tornado cross to the back post. That's what Texe is, unpredictable. You simply just, no one expected that.
No.
The angle he did it as well.
We've seen this side from Texe in the past, keeping hold of the ball, playing the possession game, making his opponent make the mistake, and I think he's just going to play fairly safe into half-time. Not even sure the referee's going to let this go forward.
He had to be quick, didn't he, Marcus Gomes? You could just see how quick he had to go forward. That'll be half-time between the two, and switched start round to the first half of the first leg. It's going to be 1-0 to Texe. Of course, both these players are 1-0. So to get this win under their belt, see if one of them can do that. They'll be 2-0, and they'll be very close to booking their place into the knockouts tomorrow. And it's simple as that, Richard. You go 3-0, you can go home for the day. You can relax if, of course, you don't need to play any extra games. Marcelo. Into Gullit now, and it's going to be the start of this second half. Those players have travelled from all around the world, 18 different nations in total, Richard, competing here this weekend.
It's a mistake. Vieira's just been dispossessed there, and the potential counter-attack here for Texe. You saw Marcus just a little bit too long on the ball. But Texe got no real intentions of going forward right now, just keeping hold of the ball yet again, waiting for that space to open up.
It's one of those that the press is going to be so good from Texe. When you get the ball, you're going to kind of panic a little bit.
I'd love to see Texe's conversion rate from shots that he has. So I feel like whenever he shoots, it pretty much ends in a goal. He doesn't shoot unless he really feels like he's either going to test the goalkeeper a lot or score a goal. And
there we go. You can just see where the potential bait was there to come out and make a big tackle. It was Ruud Gullit that stuck out a leg, and now we've got a free kick from 23 yards out. Both Ronaldo's over it, and Neymar. R9's just going to dummy that one, played short. Just going to be hit probably from Gullit, and it will be.
And you see everything timed green as well. It's, when you get into the routine of timing everything green.
Played short to Neymar. It's going to be a chance to break down the other end, but the time finishing to implemented into this year. The best pros are you know, the standard ones. You talk about the Mo Albers, the F2TEKKZs, the Megabits, Nicholas, Stefano Pina. They're the ones that are timing every single shot.
Yeah, 100%.
It's always green. I'm sure throughout the competitive year you've heard all the cliches. When it's green, it's good. When it's green, it's normally on target, or if anything, it's normally a goal. There we go. That's the advantage he waited for there to get the free kick. He's a big fan of playing off the set pieces, Texe. This time, much more further out, 34 yards. If he hits this, I'll honestly be surprised from this distance. He's going to try and work in, of course. Around the edge of the box, there's also a bit of space there for Texe to use if he wants to. And here we're going to get Marcelo now into a drag back and a chance for him to try and play into Neymar, but intercepted. And here we go back down the other end now. Come on, Marcus Gomes. He needs to try and pull something together now. Lovely threaded through ball there. If he can get CR7 onto it, but that's how good the press can be from Texe defensively.
I think one thing that we often, when you hear Texe, you think of flashy goals. You think of the 4 Elasticos against Tuga in the final in Atlanta. But what's very underappreciated is his not only mental side of the game, where he knows that he needs to kill out a game sometimes, keep hold of the ball, just his game knowledge in general. The ability to know when to play long, when to play short, when to El Tornado cross, when to do a first-time cross. That's the sort of things that it's just experience over so many games. You often see that sort of experience from the likes of a Detour, from the likes of a Salzor, someone who's been playing for 5-6 years at a competitive level. Texas' first tournament was pretty much 13 months ago, 14 months ago, in Barcelona.
Of course, what a performance that was. The story was 16 years of age, and this unknown player, DhTekkz, coming out the scene, and he's probably one of the familiar faces now, winning everything, top of that Exports Global Series rankings, and he's the man you talk about when you come to a FIFA event now. It's that new era of talent that's just coming through now. Pause has been queued by Marcus Gomes, and it must be frustrating for him. He's just struggled to keep hold of the ball, because every time he gets it, as I've said a numerous amount of times, the press of Texe is so good. Maybe we're going to see a cross here. Get R9 into the box if you are.
Yeah, I would go out on a limb and say that he's almost taken the mantle from what Gorilla used to have in the terms of...
Oh, Mbappe, 2 Elasticos.
The fear factor. People used to play against Gorilla back in the Gfinity days, FIFA 17, FIFA 18, and it was, I don't want to play against Gorilla. He might embarrass me. He might score 6-7 past me. It was this fear embodied in him. I think that's passed over to Texe now. Nobody simply wants to play Texe. It's as simple as that. Nobody wants to match up against him in qualifying, online. No one wants to match up against him at an event, in knockouts, in the cross-console final. And
just got that, as you said, that era around.
There's only a couple of players that have that sort of respect among other players.
That's and there you go. Just like that. 2-0 out of nowhere. Kylian Mbappe, 2 Elasticos to a corner, and that corner has actually led to another goal for him.
It's almost not defensible, that.
Just watch it again. Thinks Varane into Rio Ferdinand, and then into Mbappe. Just a simple finesse.
The quickness of the passing. He's planned that out maybe 3 or 4 steps before it's actually going in the back of the net. He knows that I can play it short. I've got my man on the edge of the box. I can then do a first-time passing to Mbappe. I was talking to him in London, and I said, why do you keep putting like Maldini on your corner and Rio Ferdinand on your corner? He said, well, if I put Maldini on the corner, that means that the man on the edge of the box is always going to be R9, so I can play to the edge of the box and get the first-time finesse with R9. That's the sort of thought process that goes into it. That's how many steps he's above of
so many
other
games
players.
You play as well to know that that's the position of every single player. And
he'll know that the person in that position would be an Mbappe. 9 times out of 10, that's not luck that he's fallen to Mbappe on the edge of the box.
Now Marcus Gomes finds himself 2 goals down in the first leg here, and you can just see there, like, he doesn't want to press too high, Gomes, you can tell. I know he's probably inside just feeling a little bit agitated. He just wants to get the ball and try and get a hold on this game. But when you go out and press against Texe, and you've got the risk of him counter-attacking you straight down the other end, Mbappe now a drag back into the hands of Neymar. He's doing a lovely interchange back to goal. Where's this going to go? A drag back or 2? He's just so unpredictable going forward.
And Marcus just has to...
I would love to see the possession stat at the end of this game, because I feel like since this second half, it really has just been on Texe. We're just, you know, commentating what we're seeing here. It's just been a very dominant performance from the young Englishman.
Yeah, his pressing's been really on point, has Texe, in this first leg. He's kept hold of the ball really well. He's not created an abundance of chances, but the chances that he's created, he's taken. He's got 2 goals from 2 corners. Shows that any position he's deadly from.
Yep.
Whether it's from a free kick, whether it's from a corner.
This time, it just seems like he thrives off a set piece. Where's this one going?
Yeah, just a little bit too easy to read there. As soon as the R9 ran over it, Marcus knew where the ball was going, but Marcus has really struggled to get anything in the final third in this game. We're about to tick on to the 90th minute, and I can't recall a shot on target that he's had, in all honesty.
We'll see at the end of the game, of course, on those match stats, Richard, and now, as I said, that will be the final result of the first leg. And Mbappe now, that could be a penalty. Oh, it was close.
We've seen him
shoulder to shoulder. But you look at that and you think, right, that could have been a lifeline if he's given a penalty there.
We've certainly seen that sort of penalty gave where it's 2 players colliding as they're both running for the same ball, but not on this occasion.
Just don't go 3-0 down.
That's going to be it. 2-0 after the first leg, F2TEKKZ.
Well, here we go then. Second leg of round 2 of Swiss-style format here in Singapore. And it's Marcus Gomes up against F2TEKKZ. Texe winning 2 goals to 0 at the moment. The man ranked #1 on those Global Series rankings on the Xbox side of things.
Has to get an early start.
He win 3-foot Champions Cups, Richard?
Might be unthinkable coming into FIFA 19, but then you see the level that Texe has got and the consistency that he's shown from September to March, and I wouldn't put it past him. He's got 2 more FUT Champs Cups that he could potentially win. He qualified for the E-Champions League. He's going to be in the grand final, the World Championships.
Most definitely. 7,545 Global Series ranking points to his name. There'd be about like 20 people that would love to split that up between them and to try and get themselves on the road to the playoffs. Unfortunately, they're all his points and he's earned them all. What can Marcus Gomes offer us here now? Needs to see some sort of attacking prowess from him. He needs to go forward and get himself a goal ASAP. Then that margin obviously closes down to only 1 goal, and maybe he might have a bit more confidence for that. As Ramos picks up on this right-hand side, he's on at right back as well. Of course, the back post cross is always still a matter that people want to watch out for, whether it's an El Tornado or just a simple cross all the way across. This is Mbappe now, a simple drag back for him. Ramos is quite far forward.
Yeah, nice little drag back from Mbappe. I think Texe were expecting the El Tornado. It just gave him a little bit of room in and around the box, but you see Rio Ferdinand again. So aggressive in his tackling, he's quick, he's strong in the defensive third, and there's one thing that Maldini does lack a little bit, that 95 Maldini. He's only got 87 strength and 80 aggression, so he's a little bit lower than you'd like.
Well, here's Texe now, Cristiano Ronaldo, and he's actually just toying with 2 players there as he comes into the box with Mbappe now. It's going to be that Hullet that does intercept. We'll see that prime icon moment. Hullet, 94 rated. And a force to be reckoned with in the midfield. Positive signs, though, from Marcus Gomes. We saw there, edge of the box. You know, we've been speaking about that drag back he did. It unfortunately fell into the hands of Rio Ferdinand, who's been insane for Texe. You know, you spoke to him earlier, Richard. You said, why is he involved? You just said he's just simply good.
When Marcelo got the ball there was simply no passing option. That's just through the pressing of Texe. There were no option for Marcus to go for, unless he went all the way back to his centre-halves. Which, when you are playing against someone like that and the only option you've got is to go backwards, how demotivating is that? As a football fan, you're watching your team play, and the only thing that can do is just go backwards over and over again. You become aggravated. It's the exact same thing for FIFA players.
Neymar into Vieira. This is Texe now, and you have to say, just do not concede Marcus Gomes, or it's going to be a bit of a mountain to climb. And unfortunately, that is exactly what he's done. Mbappe again. Same play, same area, and basically another time green finish for him.
F2TEKKZ is just, he's on another level right now. Who's going to be able to solve the Rubik's Cube that is F2TEKKZ? People are trying to figure it out. They've got one side finish, they've got a yellow side finish, and then he just spins it up. He goes, you know what? Yeah, there's a patch coming. I'm better now than I was before. What are you going to do about it?
And throws an extra player into the mix there as well. Whether it's an attacking player, someone in the midfield. Alongside, obviously, all those points. I keep on talking about the Global Series points. Obviously, he's going to be playing the EPL finals with Liverpool. That's a dream for him. Multiple tournaments he's won as well. 2 FUT Champions Cups this year, FUT Champions Cup last year. Like, you'd love to see just the amount of trophy. He must have a trophy cabinet back home already that's just being filled
so,
slowly.
Yeah. He's got a Club World Cup check. He's got a...
And that was with Nicholas as well.
Yeah.
Here we go. Could this be 4 now? R9. And all the space in the world. Through the legs.
Oh,
just picked up. But hey, there was no more accuracy on that shot. It was just simple. Get your head down and put your laces through it.
Yeah, just low-driven shot towards the near post. And tell you what, if that had gone in, that's the ultimate stab in the back for Marcus Gomes. It's the ultimate demotivating blow.
Lucky enough for him, he didn't concede. Get himself a goal back before half-time, Marcus Gomes, but he needs to get the ball back first. Which Texe, of course, is not laying up. And this is crazy to see. You know, we also hype up a lot of players who are very good in the attack, and they take the time away from tournaments to learn on their defensive side of the game, learn how to manage a game better.
This is just... It's hard to get your head around. Marcus Gomes just beat Megabit, one of the most free-flowing attacking players. 8 goals to 3. I can't recall a shot on target from Marcus. He's not had a 85% or plus higher chance of scoring a goal.
It's just simply because he hasn't been given the time.
He's been starved of the ball.
He has. He's been given nothing to work with. When he does get it forward, he has to rush everything. Because there's no one forward. There's like 2 players forward. When Cristiano Ronaldo gets it, he's just pressured straight away.
Also, when you don't have the ball, when you're playing against someone who's just keeping the ball so well against you, you panic when you've got it. You think, oh my God, I've got a chance, I've got a chance, I've got a chance. And then you rush, then you rush, then you rush. Then you end up squandering an opportunity that you had.
You can just see there, Texe getting a little bit annoyed the one time he gives away a ball for a throw-in.
Again,
Look at the possession, 62% possession. Left-hand side of your screen just pops up there. As we're going to half-time, we'll see a bit more there. And see Marcus going to get a little bit frustrated there. Just got to try and keep his cool. That's not going to help him. R9 will run down the wing that way. Is he going to try and play it? No, he's not. He's going to play into Hullet instead.
Don't be surprised to see it go backwards potentially as well if he needs to.
Just watch 29. Number 29, Mbappe. Watch him move into the middle now. On the left-hand side, but he scored twice. And coming in off the left into the centre, kind of the semicircle. On the edge of that box, and he'll just time green it.
See, when you're playing against Texe, you can't let him get in this position. He's comfortable right now. He's happy to keep the ball. In that first 30 minutes of the first leg, you have to put him under pressure. I'm thinking back to when Razek beat him. What did he do? He put him under immense amounts of pressure.
Just didn't let him have the ball
He made
as well.
him come out of his comfort zone. Also, you've got to be pretty much perfect
yeah.
in the attacking third. Whenever you're going forward, you have to be taking the chances. 65% possession. Marcus hasn't registered a shot in this game, and I think this game is pretty much wrapped up. We're going to jump over to